My name is Medvis Jackson. This is
Brittany Ann Williams.
and we are introducing a new show called Talking Black. Brittany's going to explain how it all works, but before that, make sure you follow us on the Twitter. Our Twitter handles are there below. There you go.
Okay, so these are the rules of the game. We are going to start with a question that we both have differing opinions on.
Exactly.
We will each get 4 minutes to argue our point.
Yep.
Once those 4 minutes are over, we will leave it up to you guys to say who you side with.
Who you side with, yeah. So, this is a great way for us to give our viewpoints and also to have you, the viewer, chime in and add that added discussion, all right? So, what are we talking about today, Brittany?
All right, so today's question, the first question, the inaugural question is, Black Twitter, is the name offensive, yes or no?
All right, great. So, who's going to go first, me or you?
I'll let you go first.
Winners first. Okay, so
Wait.
Black. Oh, she's gonna time me,
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
then
time
when it's
her.
her turn, she's gonna cut in, and I'll turn the floor over. I will turn the floor over to Brittany at that
All
point.
right, here we go. Ready and begin.
Okay, so this is my thing. Black Twitter. Is it offensive? To me, it's not offensive at all. It's something that's been well documented. It does exist. There was a researcher, Brendan Meaner, out of Carnegie Mellon, and he did a study. He downloaded over 100 million tweets, and he showed that there is a core group of people. Many of them he found were black, and how he designated them to be black, that's up for argument. But I guess he went off pictures and self-proclamations to determine their racial identity. And he said that these people, not all of them are black, but many of them were black. They're hyper-connected. They're more likely to retweet. They're more likely to do @mentions to each other. And they're more likely to just tweet in general. So they're very viral users. And that virality within a very close group of connected Twitter users, it allows for these discussions that are very relevant to black peoples in the United States to become widely visible on Twitter, especially before Twitter did their algorithm. To me, it's just the reality, right? On Twitter, blacks make up 25% of the user base on Twitter, even though they're only 14% of the American population. Much of this is due to blacks having being behind in terms of internet usage and connectivity, but they have the same connectivity via smartphone, right? So they may not have the internet at home, but they have the internet on their phones, and so Twitter is a very mobile tool. Is it offensive? I don't think it is. It's just a reality. Black people, on average, use Twitter more than their racial counterparts. The only people that are in the same boat with them in terms of usage are people of Hispanic descent, which can include black persons, right? They can be included in Black Twitter. So what does this all mean, right? Twitter has been evaluated. Their revenue was around $700 million in quarter 4, 2015. And we're generating a lot of users, right? If blacks are 25% of the user base, but they're the most active users, that means there's millions and millions of dollars to be gained from this, right? And so for me, I think that we need to embrace the term. We need to ask advertisers what's in it for us. I think we need to ask Twitter what's in it for us. There are only about 47, I think, at this time, blacks employed at Twitter, and yet we make up such a substantial part of the user base. We know the new celebrity is on social media. It's not just in Hollywood anymore. And so for me, we have to say, hey, we exist, we're here, and now it's time for us to enjoy some of the value that we're creating on Twitter. Lastly, I'm a big fan of This Week in Startups with Jason Calacanis. On his show, Jason Calacanis states more than once, I think it's up to 4 times now, where in instances where he's heard from somebody inside at Twitter where they said because Black Twitter was so powerful and so engaging and that white people were logging on and getting all these black hashtags that they didn't understand, that Twitter basically rewrote the algorithm so that you have the choice now to go with the general trending topics or to segment your trending topic based on different variables, right? I think that's bad. Twitter has a revenue problem, they have a growth problem, right? They've been stagnant in growth. Why would you marginalize your most active user base? I think that Black Twitter needs to be recognized for its power. We saw what it did for The Wiz. We can see what it does for different award shows. We will continue to see what it's going to do for different political movements in the United States. We have to ask ourselves, they know we exist. We know we exist. What are we going to do about it? How do we make money from this? How do we make this work for us?
Oh, and with 6 seconds to spare,
I wanted to give her a little bit of time. I want to be a generous guy. That's part of one of my resolutions for the year.
All right.
Turning it over to her.
Okay, so my turn. Are you ready to time me?
I am ready to time you. Let's get this
Here we
popping.
go. Let's
Get it happening.
Okay, so is the term Black Twitter offensive? I say yes. Why? For 3 reasons. 1, it is reductive. 2, it is voyeuristic. And 3, it is exploitative. So why is it reductive? It's reductive because you're giving this title to a massive amount of people who, and it's trying to define it as one thing, which it is definitely not. Like it's all of like titling all Black users on Twitter as Black Twitter is highly, 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 highly reductive. There are, even within the people I follow, I am a Black person on Twitter. I do not tweet the same things that Memphis tweets on Twitter. So, and we are both a part of Black Twitter by merit of being Black and being Twitter users. And also with the people that I follow personally, there's a massive difference in everything that they tweet. And even the things that become popular, you have the activism hashtags like You OK Sis by Feminista Jones, or you have, of course, the Black Lives Matter movement. And then you have the things that lean towards the side of comedy. So you have like Thanksgiving Clapback, which is just pure comedy. And then you have things where we're just sharing our experiences. So you have Thanksgiving with Black families. You have celebrities only Black people know. So all of those things, and trying to label them as this one thing and say, oh, watch Black Twitter. Oh, Black Twitter is so hilarious. Black Twitter is blah blah blah. Is lessening. It's cheapening our experience and our interactions. Okay, it is voyeuristic. It very much reminds me of the Victorian age human zoos, the ethnological expositions, where they would put Black people in zoos and have the Victorians come and have a look at them and say, oh, look at those large lips, look at that large posterior. It's on like Venus Hottentot. And it becomes really apparent, and CNN definitely missed the mark with this article when they said that you absolutely have to watch The Wiz live with Black Twitter. So watch Black Twitter, watch The Wiz live. And no one wants to be a part of it. Like, how is that not voyeuristic? And there's a Washington Post article that talks about how the innate connectivity of Black Twitter is born out of the same connectivity we experience in life in barbershops and beauty salons, where these aren't just places of business. These aren't just places to go and get your hair cut or get your hair done. While you're in these spaces, you discuss. They're places of discourse. So that translates itself to Twitter, and whereas a white person may not feel comfortable walking into a Black barbershop or a Black beauty salon, they can, from the safety of their own home, check out Black Twitter on the computer. So that just feels very voyeuristic to me. And then lastly, it's exploitative because we are creating these things, creating this content not to drive traffic to BuzzFeed. We are creating it to share with each other, to interact, to create friendship, to create networking. And it feels so gross to have someone take that, put it in a list, and just say, check us out, and we get no benefit from it whatsoever. So that is why I find the term capitalized Black Twitter very, very, very offensive.
Oh, wow. She gave me more time. 17 seconds left. So we're going to do a quick summary of our opinions, and we're going to represent our arguments to the viewers, right? We each get a minute, I think, something like that.
Okay.
So we'll
we'll
reset that timer, and we'll each give ourselves a minute, and then it's up to you. We'll want to hear what you think about this, right? So you can hashtag Black Twitter or hashtag Talking Black, and we'd like to hear what you think on the subject matter. Yes. Is Black Twitter offensive? Is it not? Is it just a reality? All right. I'm going to try to see if I can go for this win real quick. Boom. All right. Okay. So my argument again, Black Twitter is not an offensive term because it's the reality. It's like saying it's raining outside is an offensive term. No, it's raining outside. It exists. Bring an umbrella. So for me, I think that as Black people who engage in this Twitter community, again, not all Black people on Twitter are part of Black Twitter, right? This is a community. This is a reality. It's been measured. It's been studied. There is a phenomenon of people who are highly connected, who tweet at high paces, who add mention, and who discuss subject matters that are very pertinent and germane and relevant to black communities, whether they're native peoples, whether they're Hispanics, whether they're people of African descent in the Americas. These are people who are having conversations outside of the mainstream and are sharing viewpoints that the mainstream does not understand or is actively fighting against. These viewpoints are very powerful. You saw this with the rise of hip hop. We saw this with the reggae. We saw this with dancehall. This non-mainstream movement will always be profitable. We have to profit from it.
Time. Okay.
Your turn.
My turn. Okay, so my argument is that the term Black Twitter is very offensive because it is reductive, it is voyeuristic, and it is exploitative. It takes as my colleague said, you can't just saying it's raining outside when it's actually raining is not offensive. But it's not saying it's raining, it's not that it's raining, it's saying, oh, check out this, oh, you want to go to this concert? Well, when you go, don't watch the concert, watch the crowd. It's like, why would anyone want to do that? That makes no sense. And it's, I feel like I said everything I needed to say. And like you say, it's separating this huge amount of Twitter users, Twitter's most active users, it's separating them from the brand Twitter by saying, oh, this is Black Twitter. It's not regular Twitter. It's a whole different thing. So.
Great. 6 seconds left. So, with that said, let us know what you think, and definitely check in for us with more conversations regarding these issues. You can, we'll both find a place to post all this on YouTube, and you can get us on our social media channels. Again, follow us on the Twitter.
Yes.
I'm at Medvis Jackson,
and I am at Britt Wills 4,
and I hope you have a great weekend.